إنك لا تهدي من أحببت ولكن الله يهدي من يشاء.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome to the Young Smirks podcast. We're here with the Bosnian smirk. Brother Reshad, assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
How's it going?
Brother, I'm a big fan of your podcast, by the way. Just I finally made it to your podcast. It's a big achievement for myself.
We're waiting for you to get a bit more famous. I'm joking.
I'm decreasing that.
Alhamdulillah.
Mid-retirement.
SubhanAllah, we've met in 3 countries now.
Yeah, SubhanAllah, it's amazing.
Do you remember when we met? Can you remember?
We met in Abu Dhabi or Dubai?
Dubai, yeah, mashallah. Yeah, alhamdulillah. And then we met in Bursa. And now we're in beautiful Bosnia. Your home country, mashallah.
Inshallah, we keep meeting in more places.
Inshallah. So, no better place to do a podcast than your home country, Bosnia.
Yeah, so Bosnia is, I grew up in Australia. I'm actually.
This is the thing, a lot of people are confused because they think you're Turkish or Australian,
Just a citizen of the world.
Give us a rundown of what's going on.
My father is from Bosnia and he has many cousins, and his father and all his family is from Sarajevo.
MashaAllah. And
what happened was my father, Yugoslavian times, there was a lot of problems with communism and religion, and my grandmother, she had a brother that went missing during communism times because of religion, and there was a lot of problems. And the story is that my grandmother and my father ran off to Australia when my father was 17. And that's how they ended up in Australia. And there was, at that time, there was a lot of Yugoslav moving to Australia. Yeah. A lot of Serbs, a lot of Croatians and Bosnians. So, my mum's a convert to Islam, a revert to Islam, and she became Muslim basically through my father. My father didn't know much at all, but he just knew Islam was right. He just knew there was Christians are praising a cross and a statue. It just made no sense at all. And then in other religions, it just made no sense. I mean, Islam makes the most sense. Yeah. When you think objectively, it's.
Yeah, I mean, if there is a true religion, it's Islam. That's the thing, isn't it?
And my mum didn't understand that. She was like, "How you don't know anything? You don't know anything about, your own religion?" Because in communism times, everything was forbidden. Yeah. There was no religion, and if you did, all the mosques were locked up through Yugoslavia, and filled up with anything, farming equipment, anything, books, just to close and occupy the space. Of Islamic centers. All the madrasas, Islamic schools were all closed.
So you grew up in
So I grew up in Australia.
You're born in Australia?
Born in Australia. Grew up in Australia. And what we had, my father loved Bosnia so much. He had on pretty much every wall in our house, there was a picture of a masjid from Sarajevo or an Islamic structure of some kind of Sarajevo. And he just loved his Sarajevo. And, he climbed Ayers Rock. Do you know Ayers Rock? Yeah. Ayers Rock is like the middle rock in the middle of Australia, Uluru. And he climbed Ayers Rock. Back in those days, you were allowed to climb Ayers Rock. Now it's all forbidden. But he climbed it 26 times. And every time he graffitied with like chalk or something, he would write Sarajevo. And he just, everywhere he went, he loved Bosnia so much. It's part of him. So
you tell me, growing up, you grew up with white kids. How was it with your identity growing up?
So I grew up pretty much. There was a short time in my life where we grew up 3 doors away from a masjid, and that masjid was actually an Afghan-built masjid, because the Afghans came to Australia to help with the camel era, because the English had no chance on crossing the desert. So because they occupied British India, they were allowed to, from the Karachi port, to take the Afghans and Pakistanis to Cameliers to cross and explore Australia, explore what they had. Now, so the Afghans, they built pretty much the first masjid in Adelaide. And I grew up 3 doors down from there. The Afghans sort of died off, and then they they died off throughout Australia, and there are still their ancestors all throughout Australia. But after the Second World War, the Bosnians were wanted for war crimes from the communists because the Bosnians were were on the alliance of the Nazis, right? Which they were defending the Jews here, but they just saw that Germany was a better alliance than the others. And so they were wanted. So they fled. A lot of them fled to Australia. And when they came to Australia, they overtook this masjid in one of these, the Adelaide Mosque. And we grew up 3 doors from that for maybe 7 years of our life. And then later we moved up in like a farming, fishing town about an hour and a half north of Sydney. And there was no Muslims around there. You know, it was just myself and my brothers. It was really hard to go to school. Like everyone was Anglo-Saxon, and that was it. Like we were seen as Africans to them because we had Muslim names, and
they treated you differently. And
yeah, there was a lot of racism and discrimination with my brothers. I know. They were alhamdulillah, my oldest brother Caleb, alhamdulillah, he had such a strong willpower. He was so strong that he set the standard, you know, for Islam, for myself and my 2 older brothers. Like he really cleared the way for us. So he was so strong as a Muslim, and mashallah, you know, without him, Allahu Alam, what would have happened with myself and my brothers. But he set the standard. Like he was like, no, we're not drinking. We're the biggest drinking culture probably in the world. Where 18-year-olds would drink and get their stomach pumps when they turn 18. Like when 18th birthday, you go get your stomach pumped. It's the thing to do. What a culture, degenerated culture.
It's crazy. Yeah.
So that's the kind of culture we grew up in, and the closest masjid for us was an hour and a half in Sydney. Alhamdulillah, my father was like a very, very balanced man. He wasn't really involved in too many things, too many people's business, but he loved Islam. He loved Islam. He loved creation. He loved Allah's creation. He just loved, you know, he really reflected on, you know, what Allah's created in this world.
So, first of all, how did you get, you became, not many people might know now, but you actually were an actor in Hollywood. How did that come about?
So, I was at a Muslim camp, would have been late 90s, and we did some Prophet stories. And there was a Turkish brother there. He started pushing me. He said, you know what, promise me you go into this. We need Muslim actors. We need an industry. We need to tell the stories. He said, promise me you're really good, go into this. After that, I ended up winning an award, a Shakespeare award for Macbeth in high school. And my mum, I had dyslexia, so my mum was like, this is an amazing thing for you. You know, this works really good for you. And I had my Islamic principles, and throughout university, you know, I really kept my Islamic principles. You know, I'd make every Jummah. I lied to get out of drama class. I said, I got to go to the doctor. I got a meeting. I got something, and I made my Jummah. Yeah. I wasn't missing anything. You know, they were doing voice exercises and stuff like that. It wasn't. I made it work, and it was alhamdulillah. It was really good. Then I ended up working on TV in Australia. I did a couple of shows, some big shows, some that was co-produced by Channel 4 UK. And then I got an invitation to go to Hollywood. I went to Hollywood, and Hollywood really, it's an amazing synergy for work. But on the other end, I was surrounded by, you know, not good people in terms of what I wanted to do in my life. Islam. What my hadaf, my main objective, to make Islamic content. And you know, I grew up watching The Message almost on a daily basis. You know, I memorized every single line. I was just like, okay, we got to make this, we got to make that, we got to make, you know. And I really wanted to set off and do that stuff. Got to Hollywood. I was surrounded by some of the richest trust fund babies, the richest of the rich. You know, they're all there. They all got helicopters. They're all got 30 houses. They're all got billions. And I fell in with these guys, and it's a good life.
Yeah.
But no one's happy.
Yeah. They're all depressed.
Brother, so many people I know, drugs. Not hard drugs. Drugs to keep themselves happy. But they've got everything.
Wow.
What 99.9% of the world are dreaming about having, they have. They're not happy.
SubhanAllah.
They're always looking for something else.
It's crazy.
More success, more fame,
Yeah.
a better girl, a better house, competing for dunya.
And that is the place for dunya.
It's the Mecca for dunya.
Yeah.
And really, setting the trend of Western values, Western culture, it's the Mecca. It's the meeting point. So,
You're doing quite well in Hollywood.
you know, alhamdulillah, you know, I was blessed. I remember, you know, getting given chances, and there was a lot of things that went my way. There was a lot of things that I was tested on, and alhamdulillah, you know, there was bigger films, huge films. I'm talking about like Marvel, huge stuff that I could have gotten. That I was between me and another guy, and if it went that way, Allahu Alam, what would have happened to me? I always think like that.
Yeah.
What would go on? With where would I be?
Yeah.
So I knew I needed to make a change, and as a young Muslim, I really wanted to get married, and I was trying to meet Muslim girls. I was trying to meet, you know, in LA. I was trying to meet other girls, and I was bringing up to them, what's your opinion about creation? What's the point of life? Like, you know, and nothing going on. And I just knew, you know, I need to get married. I need, otherwise I'm just going around in circles. It's never going to happen.
You're not going to find that in Hollywood.
So what happened with me, I quickly realized that, you know, I needed to make changes, and, you know, I didn't like who I was becoming. I didn't like the people around me, because you are who your friends are. And I knew I needed change. And alhamdulillah, Ramadan came up, and I missed like 4 Ramadans. Like really, when I say I missed, like Ramadan's like a present, right? Ramadan is a real gift from Allah.
Yeah.
And I was working on films, traveling, not in the masjid, not reading. It's just because of work, you're getting caught up, and it's the small distractions that go a long way. So what happened? I said, this Ramadan, I'm going to go to Bosnia. I'm going to go somewhere. You know, I've got cousins in Bosnia. I'll stay with them. I want to enjoy my Ramadan. I need soul time, you know?
Yeah.
Because LA, every day, audition, reading a script, studio execs, meeting. It was just, I want to live. So, you know, I asked my mother, and she said, son, it's better you come see me. Mother's going to say that. And I asked my father, and he said, go, son, go. So my father pushed me to come to Bosnia. I landed in the airport, which is just over here, and my cousin's house was very close, and I was staying with my cousin. And the first, you know, to hear adhan is like, wow, you're finally in a place where adhan is being called. It was Ramadan. And I started one prayer, next prayer, then next adhan, next prayer. It's just so easy to go and make prayer. I decided that's it, I'm doing it. I'm going to start praying 5 times.
MashaAllah.
I was maybe 28, 28 years old. I said, that's it, I'm going to start praying 5 times a day. And I didn't miss a prayer. It was the first time I didn't miss a prayer. I was getting up Fajr, going to mosque Fajr, because it's sahur. You know?
It's so motivating when you hear it, the adhan coming through the minarets, all over the valley.
Amazing, incredible.
Yeah.
So what happened, there was a football game in Ramadan, and Turkey was playing in Zenica. This is the next city over from Sarajevo. It's about an hour away from here. And Turkey was playing Bosnia for the Euro qualifiers or something like that. And I went to watch, and there was a huge line, and I was in line. And my cousin said to me, don't get out of line, stay with me. And I said, I've got to pray. I can't miss my prayer. And he's like, don't tell me you're praying in Hollywood. And he's right. Oh, he's right. I wasn't. I wouldn't. He's like, please don't go, stay. And I was like, no, I'm going. And I left, and I came in later, and the entrance, I ended up finding him. But it was so true. Like I signed that contract. I really signed that contract with Allah. You know, I really said, that's it. I'm doing this. And my life changed. I went back to Hollywood and I was like, it's just different eyes. It's different. It's just seeing through a different window, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, this is not the same. This is...
But that thing, when you take that one step to Allah, how He comes to you. You know, you had the sincerity to say, look, I need something. I'm going to Bosnia. You came. You made that step. And Allah puts it in your heart, guides you. You need this, Allah.
It was incredible. So my soul needed it. My soul needed it. Like really, there was one morning. There's one imam here, he's now in Montenegro. He used to do this 10-15 minute talk before Fajr and after Maghrib, and I remember, you know, I was coming from like material world, the biggest material world in the world, like it's crazy material. Like I'm saying, the richest people in the world, I'm hanging out with. And this guy explained that we love this world so much. Like we are so crazy about this world. And we're fighting for this dunya. We're fighting for this material world. We're competing. We're so hungry for it. He said, we're so hungry for it, like a dog that hasn't eaten for 3 days. He said, give a bone to the dog. He's going to try and take the bone off him. Yeah. He said, try and take the bone off him. He said, the dog's never, he said, we love this dunya like that dog loves the bone. I started crying. I was like, I've got to change my life. I was like, I can't do this. Where am I going? I only have how many years left? Who am I? What have I done? I'm nothing. I started boiling.
Yeah.
I knew I needed to change things. I knew that's not the answer. You know, Hollywood's not the answer.
SubhanAllah, it's a good analogy. You know, the Prophet said to hold on to Islam with your molar teeth. You know, hold firm to it, you know. We should be all holding on to Islam with that, not the dunya. SubhanAllah.
SubhanAllah. SubhanAllah. So I ended up coming to Bosnia. I came back, I sold out everything. I sold my cars, I gave up everything, did a garage sale, sold everything. People thought I was crazy. People thought I was nuts. They couldn't believe it. They were like, what are you doing? You have the biggest agency in the world. You're rep by Tom Cruise's agency, Brad Pitt's agency. Where are you going? Like all these actors that were coming up in the ranks that were like saying, you're an idiot. They didn't understand. I don't expect them to understand. I was like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm getting married. I want to start a family. And I couldn't do anything in Bosnia, because I didn't speak the language properly at the time. I tried to do production, and over those years, there was a film festival, and I met a producer, casting director, producer, and they said, come to Turkey. And I was like, Turkey? And I was like, yeah, we've got this export going on, we're doing amazing TV shows, history TV shows. I was like, I don't speak Turkish. How am I going to come? Like, first of all, I'm dyslexic. How am I going to learn another language? Yeah. If I'm going to learn a language, I want to learn Arabic. And they put an offer on the table, and I was going backwards and forwards to Australia because family's in Australia, Bosnia, Australia, and I ended up stopping in and seeing them, and they made me stay. They put the money on the table. They said, you're going to live here, you're going to do it. And I said, all right, let's do it. Let's do it. Turkish lessons, 101, let's start. Merhaba, nasılsın? And it was hard. It was brutal. It took me a good year to start conversation. Yeah. Like it's like Turkish language is a mathematical language. It's a very hard language. Yeah. I mean, you got to change the complex. You got to change the thought, the process, everything. Arabic is the same. Arabic is another thing, but I did it. I ended up doing it, and one film after another, I was learning more. And honestly, the system of the Turkish film sector is not the best. It's they're very successful. They have good need, but I think they can do way better. Yeah. I think they can better organization and production.
I mean, one of the most popular shows you've been in is the Ertugrul series, and this is so popular in the UK.
all over the world.
And and how did this come about?
So this came where I was cast as one role already, and then that guy, the director for that one, said, "You're not a Turk." I kept having this problem. They kept saying, "You're not a Turk. We need a Turkish guy as the main.
Yeah.
We can't have an Australian Bosnian guy that loves Turkey. We can't have that." And I was like, "Okay, no problem." I just wanted to act in a halal environment.
Yeah.
I think that was the main thing for me. I wanted anything that was going to support a halal story.
Yeah.
I was there for it. So, but the thing about the Turkish sector is that they have a lot of secular actors portraying these Muslim heroes,
Yeah.
protagonists, these really good Muslim heroes. And the thing about it is that, unfortunately, they're not trained actors. And when they're not trained actors, there's a thing in the West, you train as you're acting. Like, models cannot be actors in Australia because actors have gone to acting school. They've gone through the hoops. They've done all the work.
Yeah.
They can't switch over. But in Turkey they can. They go, "Oh, you're a good-looking guy." Go, you're a waiter one day. Or tomorrow you're on set. You're acting, and that's how the careers start. And because of that, you don't have good quality acting. And what I mean by good quality, I mean like method acting. Method acting. And method acting is so I'm going to be a barber. I'm going to act as a barber. I've got one scene as a barber. I need to know how to hold the scissors. I need to know. So you go and work as a barber for a few days. So you get the feel of what a barber is doing. You're an imam. You're a priest. You do this stuff. You go and try and understand it. You're a filmmaker. You're a director. You go and whatever. A plumber. That's method acting.
Yeah.
So now, when you see Muslim heroes played by these secular guys, you see right through it. You go, "This guy's not my hero. He's not my. He's not my Fatih. He's not my Osman." Because you expect more. I expect more, But what Mustafa Akkad did, you really felt that with Anthony Quinn. I really believed Anthony Quinn was a Muslim. I really believed it. As a kid, I believed it. So I think it's really important to do your homework.
Yeah.
And for those that love Islam, I think it's the biggest blessing ever to play a Muslim hero. The biggest blessing ever. Imagine playing a Sahaba. Imagine playing a Sultan. And you know how to read Quran properly. And you know how to pray properly.
Yeah, I've seen some of the acting for that.
It's incredible. Yeah. So I think for where we're going, I mean, we've had a pretty bad last 100 years as an ummah. So I think where we're going, I think, we're building the way.
Yeah.
I just think the next generation, and inshallah that happens. I mean, the next generation just add on, especially with AI and all these new things that we can do. I just, inshallah, would hope that we build from this foundation into better content, because it's the best way for our children to tell stories. And
I mean, everyone's consuming content online, in some way, whether it's Netflix, YouTube. You can't get away from it now.
Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah.
And
it's good or bad,
Yeah, so that's what I mean. You need good content.
It's good or bad.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to step into bad and go, "Why am I wasting my time with this? Why am I watching this?"
Yeah.
Just wasted 20 minutes.
But that's the thing. I think the Muslim world sometimes just a bit behind on the content. I have a friend in Kuwait, Abu Ayyub. He's been saying this for years. We need good, all the fields. Good stuff for kids, adults, because they're going to consume something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give them an option.
Yeah. Well, mashallah. I mean, it's very inspiring. Somebody who has been there. In Hollywood. You know, I was a singer before. I wasn't on that level, Hollywood.
Hey, were you doing rap? Or
I was a jazz singer.
You were a jazz singer.
You know, but not quite Hollywood. But you know, I was earning a living. I was doing well. And again, when you make that sincere change for Allah, it makes it easy for you to transition into something halal. And you made that step, subhanAllah.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah,
It's not easy for a 28-year-old to leave Hollywood and say, I've had enough. I'm making a life change. You know, it's
with
no, I mean, here,
uncharted waters. I didn't know where I was going to work, how I was going to survive.
Yeah.
I had guaranteed work there.
Yeah. SubhanAllah.
I came here.
Now, one thing I've seen about Bosnia, I came here 13 years ago, and it was still recovering. It was still tough, you know. There wasn't much tourism. I would say the Islam was a bit weak, to be honest. And I would say the past 13 years, I'm seeing a massive difference. Coming from, you know, I've not been in between. I've just come from 13 years on. I'm seeing, mashallah, Islam is definitely more visual here.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot more the youth have studied Islam, learning about Islam. They've travelled abroad, you know, to Turkey, to, you know, Saudi, to Egypt. They've studied and learnt about Islam. They've come back, and they've, you know, mashallah. How do you feel about Islam in Bosnia?
Yeah, it's definitely on a rise. I mean, globally, it's on a rise. I mean, it's the most activated religion in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no other religion that can compare to it.
Mm.
I mean, by its values, you can't compete with Islam.
Mm.
It's so righteous. It's so drawn. You're so drawn to it.
Yeah.
It's addictive.
Mashallah.
So Islam here, really, you know, it suffered during communism times.
Yeah.
And you know, it's expected to take that time to rebuild. And I think now, with the world being so smaller, with airplanes and less visa problems, and you know, being able to go and get courses, short courses, long courses for people to go study Islam overseas, I think that's built up. You know, that we had this thing, what we say, Bosnian Islam here. Yeah. And it's very, very like communistic Islam, in my opinion, of approach. Mm. And that had its time. Like that really, there was a time for that. And that was in communism. Yeah. But now when you're free, I mean, it's completely different. It's, you know, you're free, you're able to do da'wah. You're able to speak about it. In those days, you weren't allowed to speak about Islam. Yeah. You weren't allowed to pray. Yeah. SubhanAllah. If you had lines on the back of your pants, they knew you did sajda. They'll come and take you. This is the kind of period that they were living in.
I mean, it's not just Bosnia, right? I mean, like you say, the past 100 years. I mean, you just say this building here, this university,
MashaAllah,
is built by Turkey. Tell us about this university.
This is the International University of Sarajevo. So this was built because, you know, hijab was banned to go to university.
In Turkey?
In Turkey. Actually, hijab was banned up until about 2015. It was in all government areas.
Yeah.
We're talking about Turkey.
Yeah.
We're talking about the golden age of Turkey, where all the fruits were coming, where Turkish economy was booming.
SubhanAllah.
Under a conservative leader, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, who did an amazing job guiding the country.
And he built this university,
So they built this university because they gave an opportunity for Muslim girls to get education.
With hijab.
With hijab. They couldn't do it in Turkey. They came and built it here. They found the way.
SubhanAllah.
SubhanAllah. It's amazing. And it's a really good university.
Yeah. SubhanAllah.
Safe area. Yeah. Ottoman area. Same sort of vibe.
I mean, Sarajevo reminds me of Bursa. It's my home, you know. You know, I fell in love with Bursa when I went to Bursa 5 years ago. And Turkey, I just fell in love with the place. Yeah. The history, the people, it's
very similar people, very, very warm-blooded people, very welcoming.
Yeah. And even the view, the mountains, very similar to Bursa.
It's amazing. You know, The other day I was walking in. I just got a farmhouse right now, and I got some machines, and I had a jerry can for petrol. I just bought a jerry can, and I was walking to the petrol station to fill it up, and a guy stopped straight away, and he said, Anadolu, the Anatolian like manners. The guy stopped straight away and said, "Where are you going? I'll take you." Like he's going out of his way to help me. Bosnians are so similar. Out of all the Balkans, they're so similar to that. They're very warm people. That's why the war happened here. They're so friendly, too friendly. They're like saying to their enemies, no problems, no problems, no Serbs, no problems. After genocide and all that, no problems, we're okay, let's be friends again. Super friendly people. That's why tourism is booming here.
Yeah.
People love Bosnians.
That's the thing now. We've been traveling around Bosnia, and we're seeing so much tourism now. You got lots of Khalijis from Saudi, Kuwait, Qatar, UAE. You got lots of Europeans, Germans, French, Polish, from all over. We've been speaking to them in the city.
Yeah.
And they love the place.
Incredible mix.
Welcoming.
Incredible
safe.
mix. Bosnia's a very special place.
Yeah.
It's different. They used to dub it as the European Jerusalem because of the synagogues.
We actually visited the Mufti's place, his office yesterday, and he was showing us from his balcony, mashallah, beautiful view, churches, even a synagogue.
Yes.
But these came after Islam. You would think that they were built before Islam and Muslims just left them. No, they actually gave permission for these churches and even a synagogue. They actually received people from Andalus when they were taken over by Christians. They received Jews from Andalus. SubhanAllah, look at that history. So rich. How tolerant Islam has been.
Tolerant, supportive.
Yeah.
Now, under a Muslim nation, you have the most freedom.
Yeah.
What they're dreaming about democracy in the West is fabricated lies. You're not allowed.
And it's not real.
It's not real.
Yeah.
But under Islam,
in reality, you don't have the freedom. You don't have the same rights, in the West. SubhanAllah. So I think it's beautiful. And Jazakallah khair. Is there any final thoughts you'd like to give to some of the youth who are, they're aspiring to be actors?
Yeah,
they're aspiring to be.
So the thing about that is that we need more actors. Yeah. We need actors. We need filmmakers, and nothing has to be perfect. We need mentors. We need to make stuff.
But you've got to keep that Islamic. You've got to keep your salah. You can't compromise your Islam. That's the main thing.
What Brother Selim said earlier, these 20 ayats a day. This is a really beautiful thing. That if you're reading Quran every day, and usually you should be reading at least one page a day before you sleep. One page, nothing. 2 pages, even better.
Yeah.
It's not going to take anything.
If you can do 20 ayahs a day, minimum, you're going to finish the Quran in a year. Less than a year. Minimum.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Quran, we're here for this. The Quran is delivered to us. It's the message. It's Allah's message. It's Allah speaking to us.
Yeah.
I think it's what an honor to learn. I think I'm addicted to it now. I mean, it's an addiction. It really is an addiction. It's the best addiction ever.
SubhanAllah. I find it so refreshing just meeting people who are, people think, if you're religious, that's all you do. You can't be normal. But you
kind of can't. You kind of can't. No good way.
No, but alhamdulillah, you still managed to hold down an acting career, but keep it halal, and not compromise, mashallah.
Brother, our rizq is written.
And you're not hiding it. It's very written, clear. Everyone knows. Allah. Like even the series you're doing in Turkey, when you travel in series, you're praying in the series.
What an amazing thing. I get to travel around the world, meet different cultures, Muslim and non-Muslim.
Yeah.
I met a lot of non-Muslim cultures. I looked at people, I thought, wow, they're so similar to me. Just if they knew about Islam.
Yeah.
They had so innocent. There's a beautiful family I met in Brazil, in the Rio, the Minas Gerais southern Minas Gerais area of Brazil. It's we're famous for coffee. And I met these people. They were Catholics. They didn't believe in the carnival.
Yeah.
They didn't believe in the carnival. They said carnival, it's sinning. It's not. But they were so hospitable people. They were so pure people.
Yeah, I found that in Brazil. They're on the fitra, subhanAllah.
Just language. They need the message. That's
you know, I went to the Brazilian World Cup. Me and one of the brothers, Brother Sabor, and it was time to pray. So he said, "Give the adhan." But we were on Rio de Janeiro, Copacabana beach. Now you can imagine the beach, the biggest fitness beach in the world, right? I started giving the adhan, right? We prayed, we left. A few hours later, we're walking down the street. A couple comes up to us. They said, "Oh, we've been looking for you. We've seen you with the adhan, and you're calling. What was this?" And we want to know about the accepted Islam on Copacabana beach. They're very sincere, good people, mashallah. A lot of South America, they're on fitra. They say they're Catholic, but once you dig a bit deeper, they don't believe Jesus is God.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It just doesn't, mathematically, it doesn't make sense that there's a prophet. Oh, now there's a God that's coming to us.
Yeah. Exactly.
God, why is he sending prophets before? Mathematically, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, exactly. Jazakallah khair. And it's a very insightful story. And it's just good to see that people, live your life, but don't forget Allah.
Alhamdulillah.
He has to be a part of your life. Keep up your salah. And that's it. Keep it halal.
Good friends.
Good friends.
You need good friends.
Very important.
The most important thing is friends.
Yeah.
Surround yourself with good Muslim friends.
Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khair, bro. And inshallah, we'll catch you next time.
Inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam.
إنك لا تهدي من أحببت ولكن الله يهدي من يشاء